All right, here's our second video using the Pythagorean theorem to solve given a right triangle. We have in example 3 what looks to be a rectangle, and if you remember from first trimester, we can't assume things to be, exactly a rectangle, which would give us right angles. So I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that this is a right angle right there. So now that we have a right triangle, we can use Pythagorean theorem. Again, make sure you start by identifying what side will be your C value. That's going to be the hypotenuse. So we're going to set up a squared plus b squared, so 12 squared plus 5 squared equals our c squared, which is x. All right, 12 squared is 144 plus 25 equals x squared. And then 144 plus 25 gives us 169 is equal to x squared. Then we square root both sides. And x is going to equal the square root of 169. So that actually is one of our perfect square numbers. But if you're not sure, you can always double check with your calculator. Can you take the square root of 169? And you can. You get 13. So x is equal to 13. And double checking the figure, I see no units, so we'll just leave it as 13. All right, example 4 says find the length of a diagonal of a square with a perimeter of 20 centimeters. So what this means, we want to go ahead and draw this out so we can picture what we're talking about. So what do we know about a square? Well, one, squares have right angles. So we've got the right angle because we were given the fact that it's a square. They said find the diagonal, so we're looking for this length. I'll go ahead and say that that's x. And then they told us that the perimeter is 20 centimeters. Well, remember, perimeter is if you add up all 4 sides, and in a square, all 4 sides will be the same length. So if you take that 20 and divide it by 4, each side length is 5. So there's our right triangle. We've got 2 legs of 5, and then our hypotenuse is x. So a squared plus b squared, 5 squared plus 5 squared equals our hypotenuse, x squared. So this gives us 25 plus 25 equals x squared. 25 plus 25 is 50. And then you square root both sides. Now, the last examples, these have all worked out quite nicely to where you were able to square root the number. Well, 50 is not a perfect square number, so we are going to reduce the radical. Because we don't want a decimal answer, we want an exact answer, which is going to be a reduced radical. So go through your perfect squares. What fits into 50? 4, 9, 16, 25, and you say, oh, yep, 25. 25 fits in twice, and then the check, look at the 2, the other number. Do any perfect squares fit into 2? No, they do not. So we take the square root of 25, which is 5. Square root of 2 stays the same. I'm going to throw the x on the other side, so we found x is equal to 5 square roots of 2. And then let's just check and see if we had a unit, and it does say centimeters over here. So that's going to be 5 square roots of 2 centimeters. And that one is done.